Welcome back, everyone, guys. Welcome back to Sean's show. How are you doing? How are you doing? Dear listeners, I'm here with Alex behind the keys.
What's going on?
How are you doing, Alex?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. All is good in the neighborhood. All is good in the neighborhood. Thank you for being a listener to Sean's show. Please subscribe, like, review, follow. You guys know what to do. You hate hearing it. I love saying it because the show is growing tremendously. Thank you so much for being part of this journey that I'm on. You will be rewarded in the afterlife. All subscribers and followers of Sean's show will be rewarded in the afterlife with eternal glory and wealth. And speaking of rewards, I have some bad news. Bad news, guys. Bad news, guys. The slush fund is canceled. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to get it. That's what Trump's doing, by the way. So Trump has a slush fund, which is honestly too nice of a word for what it is, which is I believe he calls it, it's formally called the Anti-Weaponization Fund, which is a $1.776 billion fund. That's a little wink to that fateful day that those terrorists betrayed the British monarchy. That fateful day. That fateful day when the betrayal of the British monarchy became real and in writing. 1776, July 4th, which is coming up, by the way. The Founding Fathers, as we all know, were a group of international terrorists. They were the Founding Fathers of America. I said it before, but I'll say it again. You know, let's just think about it from the perspective of the British monarchy. They were a syndicate. They were basically the Ayatollah. The Founding Fathers were seen in the same way that a lot of Americans see the Ayatollah now. Who knows? Maybe 200 years from now, Iran will be the next superpower, and they'll look back at the Ayatollah and be like, those guys fucking did it. Those guys got out of the fucking death grip of the U.S. fascist state. And yeah, these guys, and by the way, I like it when I like rebels. Like, I like, when people give a big fuck you. So why is it that, we'll get to the news, by the way. Welcome to Sean's show. I've just been thinking about this, though. Why is it that we as Americans love the Founding Fathers and their values, which was standing up to autocracy, monarchy, authoritarianism? We love the idea of a bunch of 22-year-old frat bro fuckboys going across the Atlantic Ocean and going, "Fuck you, Britain, fuck you." But when Hezbollah does it, they're terrorists. So why are the Founding Fathers heroes and Hezbollah? Why is Hezbollah a bunch of terrorists? Because they don't want to inhale white phosphorus. So why is it that when the Founding Fathers go across the Atlantic and go to war with Britain, which they did, right? Alex, back me up. Is that true?
Did they go to the UK to go to war?
They seceded. So they're British. This is for our listeners. I know this stuff cold. That's why you guys trust me. I know revolutionary history cold. They were British colonies, and then they said, we don't want to be British colonies anymore, so they seceded, right? And they became they seceded from the clutches of the British rule, the crown, the British crown. And so that's all well and good and cool. And then we had a war, right? Didn't we have I think. Wasn't that there was a war, I think, in 1776. Wasn't that what the Revolutionary War was? I think. Everyone listening is like, please, Sean, please move on. Please get to the tech stuff. I don't listen to you for history takes. I listen to you for autism takes. Anyway, in any event, guys, I mean, the earth is flat. It didn't, China's not real. I'm a Mormon. Whatever happened, We lionize and love these people because we love George Washington because he's a rebel and he's cool and he said fuck you to the system. But when Hezbollah does that, suddenly they're the animals. Suddenly, anytime anyone says anything bad about Israel or the United States, or maybe their parents get killed by the US or get killed by Israel and they want to join some sort of organization that opposes that, suddenly those people are evil and criminals and they don't deserve to live. They deserve to inhale white phosphorus. Which, by the way, that's what Israel is using on Lebanon. They're using white phosphorus. Now, I thought white phosphorus was a type of scented candle that a white woman would buy. White phosphorus, to me, it sounds like a scented candle that you'd see at Claire's. Or, not Claire's. That's how you know I'm straight. At, DS at a department store. But no, it's not. White phosphorus is a horrific... It's a horrific way... What does this candle say? So it's not a scented candle.
Gardenia tuberose.
Gardenia tuberose. Well, it probably smells amazing. So anyway, white. So yeah. But we had to do it. We just get when the West commits a war crime, it's in service of a greater good. When we drop white phosphorus bombs on Lebanon, it's because it's in service of a greater good, and you don't understand. It's a complicated issue. It's complicated. Why did you drop white phosphorus bombs on Lebanon? It's complicated. You don't understand the complexities of the situation. You don't get the complexities. We had to do it. We had to do it because don't you understand that I own a company that manufactures white phosphorus bombs, and I need to give money to that company so that the jobs I created can stay around? War creates jobs. War creates jobs. That's why that's one of the main that's one of the main things keeping the economy going. AI and war, which are the same, one and the same, as we all know here at Sean Show. AI is first and foremost is a military tool. AI, first and foremost, it's number one, it's an excuse to lay off people when you overhire, and so that you can save face. There's two uses for AI, and they're both bad. The first one is to create a database of every human being on Earth so that we can one day round people up and do you know what. And it's not a party. And the second use of AI, the only real use case for AI is so all of these dumb executives at the top of all of these Fortune 500 companies who stupidly overhired aggressively, now they have this perfect excuse. They have a perfect excuse. They go, we have all these employees. We don't need, why did we hire so many people? Oh, well now, thanks to AI, we can lay off all these people that shouldn't have ever had jobs in the first place. By the way, a lot of people that are getting laid off by AI, I'm looking at you, Meta employees, your job should not have existed in the first place. And that's not a popular thing to say. That's not a popular thing to say, but you know I'm fucking right. I'm so mad. My AI, I lost. I was at Meta. I worked at Meta, and Mark Zuckerberg said AI is going to replace me. Here's the thing. That's not what's going on. What's going on is you worked 2 hours a week, and you shop at Trader Joe's at 12:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your job is not real in the first place. Your job is not real in the first place. And AI is just a scapegoat and say, we're going to automate your job with AI. You can't automate nothingness. Nothing is more efficient than nothing. In fact, well, it's actually worse than nothing. You're actually just a weight. You're literally dead weight. Not every job. And by the way, AI is automating a lot of real jobs, and that is a huge fucking concern. Okay? Fucking robots robot drones delivering packages. I don't like that. I don't like this idea that AI is going to automate nannies, healthcare. That shit is scary. However, there's a portion of jobs that's being automated by AI, and those jobs were not real in the first place. I'm talking about marketing analytics operations. I'm talking about chief people officer. That's not a job. You know, there's so many. PM. If you're a PM, what do? You do nothing. You make the thing worse. If your entire job at Meta was, or Google, let's use Google. If your entire job at Google is changing the icons for Google Drive to make it look worse, I am glad your job is being automated by AI. I am glad. Okay? We don't need to change the Google icon. We don't need to pay you $350K a year plus RSUs. We don't need to pay you $350K cash a year plus health benefits plus RSUs to make the Google Drive icon shittier. Bring back the old Google Drive icon, please. I don't like change. I've relapsed. I'm back on coffee. I hope you noticed. We have so much to get to, you guys. Thank you for I hope you're doing well. I already said that, but I hope it's true. I hope you're still employed. So anyway, I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you. But we're gonna move on. Trump's weaponization fund. Anti-weaponization fund. So I guess it's canceled. I guess the anti-weaponization fund has been canceled. Soundboard. Aw. Guys, can we get a big aw? Can we get a big boo? Guys, I'm sorry, the slush fund is canceled. Boo! Well, I wanted a slush fund. I'm sorry. I tried. That's what Trump's. I tried my best. Joe Biden and the. So here's the thing. We should all actually be very grateful that the anti-weaponization fund didn't end up happening. And if you don't know, the purpose of this fund was to give money to the people that raided the Capitol on that fateful day, January 6, 2021. The purpose of the fund, because all those people are in a lot of legal trouble now. Everyone that was at the Capitol, a lot of them are being tried with crimes that haven't been tried. A lot of the January 6 people, they are being charged with crimes that we haven't seen since the 1700s. Like sedition. When is the last time someone was tried with sedition? Seditious activity. Crimes against humanity, sedition, alien, whatever. Traitor, like a traitor. Like I think being a traitor is like in the law book. I think you can get charged with, being unpatriotic. Like that. That's so funny that that's a crime. Like being unpatriotic, you can go to jail for that. I'm going to jail for that pretty fucking soon. If you guys, enjoy me while you can, because I will be murdered someday, or worse, kidnapped and put in a basement and tortured by Mossad. I'm manifesting that. I'm manifesting getting kidnapped and put in a basement and tortured by Mossad, and that's kind of a fingers crossed outcome. That's actually the good out. When you play a video game, that's the good outcome. The bad outcome is I don't have an audience at all. That's actually worse. So this is from The Hill. Republicans see path forward on reconciliation after administration backs down on anti-weaponization fund. Now, let me just say this. I think it's so funny to have an anti-weaponization fund. And the whole purpose is that you're giving money to people that ran into the Capitol building with actual weapons. Like, you're giving money to the people that ran at the Capitol building with metal tomahawks. You're calling it the anti-weaponization fund, giving it to guys that had weapons at the Capitol building. And the horns? Trump wanted to give money to the horn guy. He wants to give money. That guy, everyone that was there on January 6th, now they're all coming out of the woodwork and they're going, oh, I didn't know. I thought democracy was in peril. I was lied to by the president. That's why I got him. That's what they're doing now. Everyone that was at January 6th, now that they're facing felonious charges, sedition. Imagine being, honestly, that is the most white trash thing I've ever heard of, is being charged with sedition. That is a white privilege crime, because let's be honest. Come on. If you're a black guy, you're not getting charged with sedition. You're getting shot. Only white people can be charged with sedition. Every other race, you just be executed. Okay? So all these QAnon guys, and by the way, let's really remember that QAnon was the movement, this internet movement that happened, this phenomenon that got all of these people to storm the Capitol. These heroes, these patriots. So these patriots stormed the Capitol because they wanted to save America. And then it turns out later on that America needed to be saved from them. And now a lot of these people, they're facing legal fees. Okay. They're facing they're felons, right? They're getting charged with felonies. And so now Trump is saying, oh, well, like, let's walk through the timeline one more time. So you stormed the Capitol to save America. And then you realize that was a lie. And the guy, Trump, that told you to do that, in part, that's debatable, right? But let's just keep it simple. You stormed the Capitol to try and save America, okay? Then you realize that it was a big facade and that you were lied to. That Trump lied to you. Now you're facing felonies and you have to hire a lawyer, and now you're like, oh, I'm a victim. So you ran into the US Capitol building with a tomahawk, and you're the victim. So you stormed the Capitol and on a Walmart wheelchair assisted. So you stormed the Capitol in a Walmart electric wheelchair. And you got in battles with Capitol Police, and now you're facing these charges, and now you're a victim, and you want money from the guy. You want money. You think you think you're a victim. You deserve a settlement. You deserve compensation. And you're going to get that money. You are entitled to money, and you're going to get that money from the guy that lied to you in the first place. You think you deserve money, and you're okay with taking it from the guy that lied to you and brought you to the Capitol building in a wheelchair in the first place. An electric scooter. They're not wheelchairs. These people are not disabled. They're just lazy. They're not disabled. That's the thing. They're perfectly capable of walking around. So you stormed the Capitol building on an electric scooter, and you had a tomahawk, and now you're charged with a felony, and you're like, all right, I guess I want some of this slush fund. I don't know. Make it make sense. That some guy literally ran into the U.S. Capitol with a tomahawk. Not a tomahawk missile, which I joke about a lot on the show. A tomahawk with a hatchet. It's a hatchet. And, honestly, we should all actually be kind of great. You know what? In fact, I kind of wish that the fund happened. I kind of wish that these people got money. No, I'm serious. I want the anti-weaponization fund to happen. I want to send taxpayer dollars to the January 6th rioters. I want that. These people, how else are we going to keep the gay porn industry going? Okay? Let me ask you a question. If we don't, we've all been to the South. The American South is very poor. These people are facing legal fees. It's already devastating the community of people that are already struggling economically, okay? We need to give these people, give the January 6th rioters, give them the slush fund money. How else are we going to keep gay porn actors doing what they do best, sucking and fucking? If the January 6th rioters don't get this money, how are they going to go? How are we going to keep the opioid crisis alive? How are we going to keep the fentanyl? I want to give them the money so they can spend it on fentanyl and they can spend it on. I mean, guys, do you not care at all about Ben Shapiro? Do you not care at all about Ben Shapiro's platform? How is Ben Shapiro going to stay? How are they going to subscribe to Ben Shapiro if we don't give them the slush fund money? They're going to die. They're going to starve. Their media diet is going to be YouTube body cam videos. That's what they're going to have to do. That's the only media that they're going to have to subscribe to Sean's show. We don't want them here. I don't want them here. And so they call it the anti-weaponization fund. Okay, think about that name. If the anti-weaponization fund ends up happening, we better expect. I expect the Democrats to counter with an opposite fund, something like the re-weaponization fund, and it's just healthcare for the IDF. It's actually just a healthcare package for the IDF soldiers that were injured defending our great nation, the great nation of Israel. We're merged now. By the way, we're merged. Did you guys see that? The U.S. and Israeli militaries are now merged they're trying to merge them into one. And I'm like, didn't that already happen? That merger happened decades ago. Didn't this already happen? Everyone's waving their arms around like, oh, the U.S. and Israel militaries are going to be inseparable. Have you been reading the fucking news for the last 20 years? Have we ever gone against them ever? Maybe we have. I don't know. So they're trying to pass, but they're trying to sneak in this like new law that's like, yeah, this is from Al Jazeera, my favorite publication. I am biased. You guys might think I'm unbiased. I am biased. I have a bias. My dad owns Al Jazeera. It's full disclosure. Congress advances U.S.-Israeli military integration plan. This story could have been from 2 days ago or 10 years ago or 5 months ago. This is not a story. Duh. They're already, I mean, how much more merged can you get? We give them hundreds of billions of dollars. How much more merged are we talking here? Are they going to fuck? That's a question. How much more merged we are the same. Okay? We are the same. We're the same country. I mean, we're a colony. All right. We kind of are an Israeli colony. We send money. You know, that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But the relationship is not all well and good because on a recent call with Trump allegedly, and this is alleged, but I hope it happened because if it did happen, this is fucking hilarious. Trump and Netanyahu had a call, and can you pull up the alleged things that Trump said, Alex? He's not happy. Allegedly, this is from Axios. One of the best headlines I've seen in a while. This is from Axios. You're fucking crazy. Trump fumes Netanyahu in call on Lebanon. Now, when pedophile Donald Trump calls you crazy, it's time to look in the mirror. When Trump tells you you're fucking crazy, you are beyond help. You know? I bet Trump saw the white phosphorus and was like, I mean, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. Trump calling Netanyahu crazy, it's insane. And so the tension is boiling over because Israel will not rein it in at all. Like the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, gas is through the roof, and the only reason Trump gives a fuck is because this affects him and his presidency. You understand? That's how I see it. Right? The only reason Trump is mad at Israel now, in my opinion, is because Israel's making shit worse for it. Israel's making Trump look bad. He's very selfish, obviously. And so, he's trying to get the Strait of Hormuz open. He's trying to negotiate with Iran, trying to settle things down. And Israel will not rein it in. They just won't. They're trying to negotiate with Iran, and then Netanyahu says, "Let's drop white phosphorus on Lebanese kids." What? Trump's over here trying to talk to the new Ayatollah, the new leader, the new supreme leader, about opening up the Strait of Hormuz because inflation's bad. Our economy is one fraudulent. Our entire stock market is like a couple Enrons away from just collapsing entirely. It's all built up on nothing. It probably will, which we'll get to. Probably will collapse. But in the meantime, he's trying to stabilize shit. Not really. Right? Because he started the whole fucking thing. But now he's trying to negotiate with Iran, and Netanyahu just makes shit really tough. He makes it tough. Can you scroll down here? I mean, I think he really cut into, and this is all alleged. We don't know that this actually happened. But he goes on. Can you zoom in? He says some other stuff that's just deeply hilarious. Okay, this is all right. So he goes on. So Trump says to Netanyahu, quote, "You're fucking crazy. You'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving your ass. Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right." And I hate to say it, but when you're right, you're right. And the thing is, Trump is a nihilist. In a really twisted way. In a really twisted way, maybe Trump is the first president to decouple Israel in the U.S. I don't think that's possible. I'm not saying that actually happened. But Trump cares. Maybe Trump's ego saves the world. Maybe Trump's ego saves the world. Maybe Trump realizes Trump does not like to surround himself with losers. Trump likes to be around people that are liked. That is one thing about Trump, is he likes to be around people that are liked. And he's like a fake high school friend that just wants to social climb. And Netanyahu is not a good guy to social climb through. No one wants to shake hands with the guy that drops white phosphorus on Lebanese kids. No one wants that. And Trump's smart enough to realize that everyone hates it. I mean, when you're right, you're right. A second source briefed on the call said Trump, quote, was, quote, pissed, and at one point yelled at Netanyahu, "What the fuck are you doing?" I have the same question. I think we all have that question. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Everyone hates Israel now. God, what I wouldn't do to be on a fly on the wall on that phone call. I mean, come on, dude. So yeah, I mean, it's becoming. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, again, we don't have to rehash it, but they're committing a genocide in Gaza, obviously, and they are influencing U.S. elections in an unprecedented way. And they, and by they, I mean the government of Israel. Let me be very clear. When I say they, I mean the government of Israel. I mean Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean Ben Gvir. I do not mean the Jews. Okay? A lot of people, I'm seeing it more and more on the internet, a lot of people are using the fact that Israel is committing a genocide as an excuse and a pretext to post memes, which in my opinion are just anti-Semitic. That's just happening. I post a video sometimes, and people comment with the juice box. And I'm like, how'd you know I like orange juice? And then someone explained to me, that's not what that means, Sean. And I went, what does it mean? And they go, it means they want you to die in Auschwitz. I go, what does the juice box mean? Is that like a cute inside joke? No, it means they want you to die. It means they want you to inhale Zyklon B in Auschwitz too. The juice box emoji has become, throw it up there. This is kind of just great. The juice box emoji, who knew that the juice box emoji would become the beacon for anti-Semitism worldwide? I like juice. I also happen to like the Jews, just like I like every group. Okay? Guys, I live in Brooklyn. That's not helping my case. I live in Brooklyn. I'm telling you that it's not what you think. It's really not. Okay? Speaking as a member of the Illuminati, it is not what you think. Okay? It's very diverse. The global cabal of I want to be very clear on this. This is a very nuanced and hard thing to talk about. The global cabal of pedophile elite is very racially diverse. Okay? And I don't care what kind of evidence you have. I don't care if you go, well, X% of CEOs are Jewish when they make up Y% of the population. They're overrepresented in the government. What's wrong with being a little bit successful? And by the way, you know what other group is, and the idea that the implication overrepresented. And guys, again, I'm not stupid. AIPAC exists, okay? I understand that there's corrupt shit going on, okay? And it needs to be stopped, and it needs to be talked about, but I think it's just, anyway, this isn't that funny. I don't want to lecture you. You guys, whatever. Just, you know what? Drop a comment in the YouTube. Drop the juice box. You want to fucking do it? Go ahead. Be my guest. Drop a juice box in the comment of the YouTube video. Be my guest. I will like it. No, I won't. But do it. What? Zoran Mamdani didn't go to the Israel Pride Parade. Is that what I don't know if that was the Pride, Israel Pride? The gay Israelis. What was that? Was it called Israel Pride Day? What was it called?
I think the Israel Parade.
The Israel Parade. All right, come on. Guys. Read the room. Can we get the headline up here? This is in New York. This happened a couple days ago, I believe. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani skips annual parade celebrating Israel. Now, let's read the room, you guys. Can we read the room? Doing an Israel Pride parade. Let's read the room a little bit, okay? Let's read the room. And guys, I hate all nationalism. I don't believe in the 4th of July. I don't even believe in the 4th of July. I think celebrating nationalism is reckless. Okay? Why, to tie it back to the beginning, what does the 4th of July actually celebrate? Let me ask you that. The 4th of July is a call to arms, celebrating those seditious terrorists that had the nerve to secede from the crown, the British crown. The 4th of July is a celebration of a small group of meddling terrorists that went against God, they went against Britain, and they went against Christ. They are atheistic, seditious, felonious terrorists, and they should burn in hell. Make no mistake that I believe the founding fathers are burning in hell. We are on Sean's show. We are anti-Israel, and we are pro-British monarchy. I'm pro-Britain and I'm anti-Israel. You know what? I honestly think the world was a little bit better when the British was the hegemonic power. The food was worse, for sure. But was it that much worse? American food's not even that great. And Britain did a lot of bad stuff too, okay? But let's just stop. Can I draw a line? Let's draw a line in the sand and let's move forward into the future. We do not need to celebrate any nation. A nation is just a geographic monopolization of power that induces laws in that geography. It is nothing more. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. A country, a nation, a sovereignty is just like I said, it's a representation of organized and monopolized centralized violence that induces laws in that region. We don't need countries. Look at that beautiful photo. If you're just listening, Alex pulled up a photo of a bunch of people holding hands, standing around the world map. I don't see Israel on that map. Zoom in. There's no labels on the countries. And that's on purpose, guys. Nations just divide us. I'm very but that being said, I'm excited for the 4th of July. I'm proud to be an American. Well, I'm proud to be an American. Wow, that was bad. Well, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the tax dollars that went to the January 6th guys. And I stand up for what we have and give my money to Mossad. And there's no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. All right, let me try again. That was good. That was not good. I just lost. Everyone just turn it off, Alex. They're like, all right, don't sing. Well, I'm proud. Can you put some reverb on my voice? I love the soundboard. I really do. I really love the soundboard. I'm feeling musical. I've been singing a lot lately. Well, I'm proud. Oh, wow. This is going to go so hard. All right. Well, I'm proud to be an American. Wow. La, 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 la. Okay. Well, I'm proud to be an American. Oh, my God. Can you sing it, Alex? Well, I'm proud. La, 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 na, 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 na. none of least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the IDF and their health insurance bills. And dropping white phosphorus on the kids in Lebanon. There's no doubt I love this land. God bless Palantir. Can you play it? Let's have a little fun. I need the backtrack. There we go. Ugh. Is this the instrumental? Ooh, yeah. It's the thing. Wow, this I didn't know there was lyrics to this. I heard to stop. This is the song? I didn't know there was like a verse to it. Okay. These stars living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't. Who's they? Okay. Hey. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I'm free. Oh my God. I won't forget the men who died to give that right to me. And I'll stand next to you. Okay, I got her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Okay, I got it now. Okay. All right. Verse 2. I should have practiced this beforehand. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to Tel Aviv, from Detroit to Houston, and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American's heart. It's time we stand and say, hey, I'm proud to. All right, turn it off. I can't do it, Alex. I'm not good enough. I need vocal lessons. I am proud to be an American. The 4th of July is coming up, and I hope that you love this country as I love this country. Nothing makes me love this country more than thinking about people that wanted to destroy it getting money from the government. That is the most American. If you are really proud to be an American, you will support the anti-weaponization fund. Okay? You can even donate to me. Subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/Sean Show. All of the proceeds go to the victims of January 6th. The victims being the people that were there. And there's a January 6th victims compensation fund. It's not the cops. It's the people that were there doing the thing. They're the real victims. All right. In other news, we have a lot of news today. It's midterm season. The midterms are coming around. As you guys know, I'm a big voter. You know that about me. I love voting. I've always loved it. I've always believed in it. And I've always encouraged other people to vote. Voting is one of the most important civic duties that you have. If you don't vote in your local, state, and federal elections, you can't complain. If you don't vote for a guy who steps outside of his marriage for the governor of Maine, then you don't care about democracy. If you cannot look past infidelity in our election cycle, then you will never vote again. Every election cycle, the best case scenario is a guy who sends dick pics. The best case scenario in every election these days, the best case scenario is a guy who breaks his wife's heart. This is the Maine gubernatorial race. This is from The Hill. Sexting scandal is latest Graham Plattner controversy to threaten his chances in Maine. Now, imagine you live in Maine and this guy loses because he wanted to send a picture of his cock to some whore. Imagine you live in Maine and this guy blows it, and then they get a Republican in there and Plattner loses because he was horny on a Tuesday night and he hates his wife and wanted a photo of another woman. Think about infidelity should be illegal. Infidelity is so wrong. It's such a fucked up thing to do. But you have to look past it. Do you want a guy who loves his wife and is faithful and is going to side with the health insurance companies to destroy your life? Or do you want a playboy that wants to give you free money? Those are your choices in Maine. You want to go with some woman. He's running against who's he running against? Can we look that up? So yeah, I don't. There's this guy Plattner. It's a very hot race, and he keeps all the like. And I'm talking about this because we really need to like zoom out here and think about this. Okay, we really need to think about this. If there are Democrats running for office and they get in some sort of controversy involving infidelity, let me even just say this. I don't care if the Democrat candidate, I don't care. So this guy Plattner, who's running for governor of Maine, it's governor, right? Is that true, Alex? I want to get that right. I think it's
Maine Senate. Is it Maine Senate race? Let's just see. Democrat.
Is he running for Senate? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Senate. Sorry, guys. Sue me.
Against Susan Collins.
Susan Collins. So, okay. So this guy Plattner is running for the Senate in Maine, and it just came out that he was sexting. He's a married man, and he was caught. It's public that he was sexting other women, and he was going outside his marriage. And a lot of people are concerned, and a lot of the other politicians are defending him and saying, "Hey, it's okay. I cheat on my wife too." God help these politicians, man. And that, like, I am not like that. All these, so this guy Plattner gets hit with this sexting controversy, and people say, "Oh, that's cheating. Sexting is cheating." Obviously, ladies, we all know this. Okay, maybe men go, "Oh, it doesn't count. I didn't fuck anyone else." It's cheating. It's cheating. You're going against God and the Bible when you do that. If you sext another woman while you're dating someone, you are a cheater. But let me be clear. Let me be totally clear. I don't care if Plattner smoked crack and had a 5-way orgy in a gas station bathroom. As long as they were all of age. Okay? Rob Ford. I love. This is the Chicago? Or what city was this? Is the
Toronto.
So Rob Ford, mayor of Toronto, got caught smoking crack. And I just want every American in this election cycle, I want your expectations to be realistic. You're not going to get a guy who's totally perfect. If you want healthcare, you're going to need to vote for a guy that broke his wife's heart and shattered it. And you might be thinking, well, how would I trust him to represent me when he's unfaithful in his marriage? You can't trust him. Don't you fucking get it? That's the whole point. That's your best option. Your best option is a guy who says he'll give you healthcare and is in couples counseling. He is literally in couples counseling. Your best option if you're in Maine, and most options. This is a microcosm of what happens in every fucking election cycle, whether it be a midterm or a federal. Every 2 years. Every 2 years, we get a Democrat that just can't keep it in his fucking pants. Can you keep it in your fucking pants, please? Our country's falling apart, Graham. Graham, my man, please, bro. The people of Maine are going to die because you wanted to send a dick pic. You wanted to send a dick pic to a woman who is not your wife. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm still voting for you, but what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm voting for Graham Plattner for the Senate race in Maine. I don't even live in Maine, but I'm voting. Graham, you have my vote. I've never endorsed a politician on the show before, and I never will again. But Graham Plattner, once I found out that you're a cheater, you got my endorsement. You want to know why you should vote for Graham Plattner? You should vote for Graham Plattner because he's a cheater. Because the Democrat needs cheaters. The Democratic Party, the Senate Democrats, we need cheaters. We need some fucking guys that are willing to break their wives' hearts in service of a greater good. We need this fucking guy. Democrats, we have to get out of... I'm not a Democrat, okay? But as a guy on the left, I mean, the Democrats are the Republicans and the Republicans are fascists. We know this. The Democrats are Republicans and the Republicans are fascist. We know this. But of the two main parties, Democrats, if we want any sort of power back from the Republicans, we need to elect some Democrats that are willing to crack some skulls, smoke some crack, cheat on their wife. I want more Democrats in the Senate that are willing to cheat on their wives. Do you understand? We need some nihilists. Can we get some fucking nihilist Democrats in the office? Please. You think the Republicans are just going to give us a healthcare bill? No. We need Dark Brandon, bro. Remember Dark Brandon? If you're just listening, it's Joe Biden with the laser vision eyes. Incredible deep cut, Alex. Very good. We need Dark Brandon. We need Dark Plattner. And that's not a race joke. It's not a race joke. I was not going to vote for Plattner. Then I heard that he sent a photo of his cock to a woman that was not his wife, and I said, I'm voting for Plattner. Okay? Isn't that fucked up? Here's where we're at. Here's where the United States is at politically. This is what the US political this is the state of American politics. When I heard about this guy Plattner, he's running for Senate in Maine. When I heard that he was sexting someone, he's a married man. When I heard that Plattner was sexting another woman, my first question wasn't, I don't know if I'm going to vote for him if he's sexting another woman. My first question was, my first thought was, as long as it wasn't a child, I'm voting for him. At least Democrats cheat with adults. At least the Democratic politicians cheat with adults. Okay? At least they're not sexting minors. At least they are not PDF files. Okay? What do you want? This is the best you're going to get. We have McDonald's at home. That's kind of how here's how it feels to be an American right now. Remember when you were young and you're in the back seat of the car and you drive by McDonald's and you go, Mom, I want McDonald's. Mom, please. That was me because I was a fucking fuckboy white kid. You know when you're driving home from school, you drive by McDonald's and you go, Mom, can we have McDonald's, please, please? I want the Happy Meal. You know what she says? We have McDonald's at home. Okay? That's what it feels like to be an American trying to vote in any election. Is you're walking and you're driving around and you hear about all these other countries, like Canada. You get healthcare in Canada. And you hear about Canada and you go to your politician and you go, can I have healthcare, please? Please, Canada. Look at the healthcare. Canada gets healthcare. Canada's not your mom. Well, why does Canada get healthcare and I don't get healthcare? Stop looking at other kids. Canada is not your dad. I'm your daddy. My name's Plattner. And I broke your mom's heart. Can we have democracy too? We have democracy at home. Can I have healthcare? Can I have a higher quality of life? We have quality of life at home. We have that at home. Can I get a CT scan for my can I get a biopsy for this lump on my back? No, we have CT scans at home. No. That's what it feels like. This is what it's like to be I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I've got medical debt. I'm proud to be an American. That's what it's like to be an American. It's sitting in your home, hearing about all these other countries that get healthcare and food and college and safety and happiness. And then you go and you ask your politicians in America and you go, can I have that too? I want a CT scan to get this lump on my back looked at. Can I have a biopsy? Can I have a biopsy for this shit on my back? And the Americans, they go, we have biopsies at home. AKA, you're not getting a biopsy. AKA, your uncle looks at it and goes, yeah, you're fine. So I'm still voting for Plattner. I'm voting for Plattner. We need more. We need some corrupt, nihilist, fuckboy Democrats in the Senate to crack some skulls. You think? Let me. And if you disagree with me, let me ask you a question, dear listener. Let me ask you a question. Do you think a faithful man that's a Democrat in the Senate, do you think he stands a chance against Mitch McConnell? You know, this is one of my favorite things ever, and it applies to this too. If he'll cheat on his wife, he'll cheat in politics to benefit you. The only way we're going to get healthcare is if we elect a bunch of cheating Democrats. Infidelity should be a prerequisite to be a Democrat politician these days. I'm not going to vote for any Democrats unless they cheat on their wives. The only Democrats I'm going to vote for from here on out, you better be a cheater. Because that is just the bar. Because everything you do in the Senate is going to be way harder than that. If a Democrat senator doesn't have the emotional capacity and emptiness to cheat and destroy his own marriage, then how do you expect him to get in the government and destroy his opponents on your behalf? A Democrat that's faithful to his wife will follow the rules in the Senate. And guess what? When you follow the rules in the Senate, you lose. Like Willy Wonka. You lose! Good day, sir! You think Obama got Medicare for all passed by by following parliamentary order? No. He got in there, he cracked some fucking skulls. You think if we want Medicare for all, if we want healthcare, if we want this country to be better, we need to get in the I want Democrats in the fucking Senate blackmailing, planting crack in Mitch McConnell's car. Put crack in Mitch McConnell's car, okay? This is a blood sport. All right? It's a blood sport. I don't want any bitch made, and by the way, this applies to women too. I want female Democrat senators in there, and I want them to use their bodies, okay, to help all of us. Do you think that we're just going to get what we want by passively following the rules? No, we need what's this? I love this show. It's so good. We need Kevin Spacey's character. Frank Underwood. We need if the United States is going to be saved, we need 10 Frank Underwoods in the Senate as Democrats, or we're fucked. Or they're going to keep hollowing out the government, and Trump's going to keep enriching himself and his family. Excuse me, I'm fucking animated today. We need a hearty crew. We need a motley crew. The only way this country has a chance at being saved, the only way that the United States is going to be saved, is if we get a motley crew of nihilist Democrat senators to get in there and cheat and lie and manipulate and betray and blackmail their way into getting us health care. Welcome to the fucking government. No more high road. There's no fucking high road. There never was a high road. It's pretending to be on the high road so that you can save your image. The gloves are off, guys. The gloves are off. The gloves are off. The Obama era of politics is over. Having, presidential aura? There's no aura farming in politics. Stop trying. The Democrats are trying to be the morally superior aura farming senators. That is not going to get us anywhere. It's time to stoop to their level. It is time for Democrats to stoop low. It's time to get low, go for the fucking knees. It's time to cheat, lie, and betray and steal and blackmail and manipulate to save this nation. Because the January 6th, they tried to save this country, but they had good intention. Can I say this, Alex? There were very fine people on both sides. When it comes to January 6th, there were very fine people on both sides. There were Costco members in electric scooters throwing tomahawks at the Capitol Police. That was the first group of people that I actually think was good. And the second group of people was anyone that was trying to get to Nancy Pelosi, which is the same. No, I don't know. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. We love Nancy. I'm the only pro Nancy Pelosi comedian. I think what Nancy Pelosi did was fine. That's probably the least popular thing I've ever said on the show. And actually, that reminds me, this is not a recent news story. Guys, I'm sorry. I kind of did a different type of show today. I sang a song. I didn't really talk about the news. This is more for me. I didn't go to therapy this week. Sorry. Usually this is what I say in therapy. That's why I can talk about the news. So this is actually let's do this next. Alex, can you look up Senator or can you just look up politician says insider trading is okay? There was some, I forget who it was. It might have been a Democrat. I forget. There was some politician that came out recently, speaking of corruption. Do we have a name?
Was it Mike Johnson?
I think it was Mike Johnson, who was like, we don't get paid that much, so we need to insider trade to like make it make sense to be a public servant. Yes. Oh, dude, this makes my fucking blood boil. Guys, if you're still listening, I should have just done this. Sometimes it takes me an hour to get to the funny stuff. Do you have the video? I think this is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. And before you play it, this is gonna be great, you guys. This is gonna be great. But my point is, he's Republican, right? He looks Republican. Yeah. Mike Johnson. We need Democrats to start having this energy. We need Democrats that are like, yeah, I insider trade. We need more Democrats to be like, well, yeah, I gotta make money. Yeah. I bought Palantir, then I voted on a law that gave Palantir money. You expect me to make $120K a year as a senator? You think I ran for the Senate to make $120K a year and serve the people? You stupid fuck. That's what he's saying, but let's watch this video because it's incredible.
Salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year. It goes down every year, and over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean, it's just people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, a residence at home, and do all the things that are required.
So hard.
The counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them like engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to, take care of their family. The salary of Congress has been frozen.
Please kill yourself. Please. I'm begging you to kill yourself. Sorry, is that... I can say whatever I want, right? I cannot believe what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? How is this guy not immediately put in handcuffs? How do you say that and you're not immediately put in Gitmo? You need to be put in fucking Gitmo for saying that. It's open air corruption. He goes, well, the salary it's been frozen since 2009, and shit, if you expect qualified people to be a politician, you gotta let me take a little bit off the top. Can I take a little slice off the top? What's the big deal? Yeah, insider trade. I don't even call it. It's open. It's outsider trading at this point. So let me get this straight. What he said was the money he makes, he has two homes. He has a residence in New York and a residence in DC. How'd you afford those residences on a salary that you think is so low? God, it makes me so fucking sick. It makes me so sick to hear him say, well, yeah, I have to insider trade, or else it doesn't make sense to be a public official. Hey, maybe public officials should be people that aren't doing it to enrich themselves. You nihilist fuck. You absolute puddle of New York subway grime and wet scum. He is a wet puddle of scum, not good enough to be on my shoe. I would scrape him off my shoe onto the subway tracks to be eaten by the rats and shit out. He's rat shit. And I did vote for him. Tremendous respect for... Let's watch. Let's keep going. What else does these fucking guys say? God.
I think that's the end
That's
of that
it?
clip. Let's see if he goes on in this one.
So the counter argument is, and I have some sympathy. Look, at least let them like engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to take care of their family. But on balance, my view is we probably should do that because I think it's been abused in the past, and I think, sadly, a few bad actors discolor it for everyone. And look, we have no tolerance for anything even resembling insider trading or any of this kind of advantage that anybody could take. Zero tolerance for it, and we'll stamp it out ourselves. So that's why I'm in favor of the policy, but I understand people that have misgivings about that, so we'll see where it lands.
Pause it.
How do you find?
It's not a misgiving. It's pure, unadulterated, blood-boiling rage. The people are so upset and they're so tired of seeing politicians on both sides of the aisle engorge and enrich themselves by insider trading on knowledge that they know in advance is going to affect the price of a stock and then making money off of that. It's utterly corrupt. And what he basically said is he goes, look, a few people, they got greedy. He basically was saying, look, we all do it. Fucking Nancy Pelosi, she's get fucking greedy with it. What he's basically saying is, look, I don't think people should insider trade at the level that Nancy Pelosi did. I mean, he what he basically said is, look, we all do it. That bitch is getting greedy. That bitch got greedy. He goes, hey, we all insider trade, which I think we should be. What he's basically saying is, hey, we should all be allowed to break the law a little bit. I think Nancy Pelosi, she went a little too far. But by and large, we all do it and we all break the law like a little bit. We're all politicians and we break the law a little bit. Isn't that okay? Hey, he's like, hey, can you level with me? I'm a greedy nihilist fuck. He's like, hey, can you level with me? We all need an insider trade, or he's basically saying, you expect the energy of this is what he's saying is he goes, you expect my he's like, you expect me to send my kids to public school? You expect me to send my kids to public school? How am I going to afford private school for my 9 children because I love God and I love creating children? How do you expect me to send my children of God to a private Christian school, private Catholic school, if I don't swing trade derivatives on Palantir? If I were to run for office, I may do that. I may run for office soon. I may run for the Senate. I may be in the Senate race in New York in 28. And I may come out with a policy, and it might say this. It might be, I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it the, I'm going to run for Senate in New York in 2028, and I'm going to introduce a new bill. The bill will be called the Cut Me a Break Act. And the Cut Me a Break Act will allow any politician to insider trade once a year. You get one insider trade a year. And because we need more honesty. They're not going to follow the law, so let's just be honest. The Cut Me a Break Act. 2028. It's called the Give Me a Break Act. Every politician, you get one insider trade, you get one murder. You get one insider trade, one murder. It's like a board game, and you get your resources. Every senator should get one insider trade, one murder, one sex scandal, unless it involves children, then no, and one get out of jail free card. Every senator should get one get out of jail free card. It's called the Cut Me a Break Act. Give me a break. Okay? We would be a lot better off if these politicians had the room to be a little bit naughty. Okay? It's in their nature. It's in their nature to be naughty. Okay? Which is why I voted for Plattner. He's a naughty boy. He's a naughty, naughty boy. He sent a photo of his penis to a woman who was not his wife. It's sick. It's sick, and I mean sick in a Tony Hawk way, not in a illness way. All right, guys, I gotta go. That is our show for today. I think we covered almost nothing, Alex. I did not do a great job. Thank you for listening. Patreon.com/Sean Show. I will be continuing with a bonus episode. Guys, it's just $5 a month for 4 bonus episodes every month. That's $1.25 per extra episode. You want to know how much it costs to make an episode? A lot more than $1.25, I will tell you that. I pay people well. Hopefully. On the Patreon, we're going to talk about the Anthropic IPO, which we're all excited about, the SpaceX IPO and what it means for your pension, which you don't have because you're a fentanyl addict. But maybe you're inheriting some money, and maybe your mom is in the S&P 500 and SpaceX is going to fuck her. We're going to talk about Jill Biden's memoir just came out, and the Pentagon has barred reporters from its press office. So if you want to hear me talk about autism and tech and all the good stuff, get on the Patreon. I did a little bit of a longer episode today because I just love you guys so much, and I love talking into a mic. Anything I said on this show is satire and should not be taken literally, especially the death threats. The death threats are the only thing that I wasn't being satirical about. Guys, all right. Like the show, review the show, subscribe, comment, review the show on Spotify, follow the show on Spotify, please, for the love of Christ. I'm on episode 130 fucking, I don't even know. I've been doing this long enough. I deserve an audience. I deserve to make money doing this. I deserve it. It's my right. Okay? All right. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. I really do appreciate you listening, and I will see you in the next one.